Hi, this is Dan McDonald. I am Life Regenerator here on YouTube, and today I'm going to share with you a very magical juicing recipe. It's very balanced juice, and it is a juice recipe for beauty. It's also very useful for detoxification of all parts of the body. So this is just such a well-rounded juice here that I've got for you today. So join me. I left everything so I could spend a little bit of time with you here, cutting the cucumbers into halves and then into quarters. That's if you've got a juicer like this. This is the Green Star Elite. It's is my favorite all-around juicer. I've got 1 cucumber, 2 apples, 1 beet, 2 carrots, 2 celery, 2 fennel, 1 lemon. I'm going to put the whole lemon in because I like to get the essential oils in the peel into the juice. I'm going to cut these carrots up into little Green Star size chunks and cut the celery and also prepare the fennel. And I've got beet. The beet is one of the magic ingredients. Beet is like internal makeup. So all you ladies, if you want to really bring that natural, healthy color to your skin, I mean, guys, we want that too, but we don't want anyone to know that we want that, okay? We want that circulation. And we want the colors of the rainbow inside of our gut so that those phytonutrients sink in through the gut wall into our bloodstream. And then what we want to have is these living foods, which increases the zeta potential, which keeps the blood cells bouncing off of each other instead of clumping. Blood clumping is a bad idea, and you'll get that from the cooked foods, the cooked oils, the cooked grains, the cooked meats. You'll get blood clumping and blood sludging, and you'll lose that circulation. When you start losing circulation, you start losing your youthfulness, you start losing your hair, you start losing your eyesight, you start losing your hearing, you start losing your beautiful, healthy, plump, juicy skin. So you want to keep yourself high on the living foods. You're using living foods as medicine to stay youthful, vital, and beautiful. Can I get an amen? It's such a joy to be with you today. I love this so much. After juicing every single day for 21 years, I still love it. I love preparing it. I love drinking it. I love the results. I love sharing it. Juicing saved my life, changed my life, and continues to be a part of a transformation of upping clarity, balance, youthfulness, vitality, strength, energy. Can I get another amen? I'm going to do the fennel first to get this craziness. Fennel is an amazing juice. It's got incredible oils in it that are really good for digestion. Oh, you know what? There's one thing that this juice is missing, and I'm not going to let that happen. I was just thinking of the digestive properties of this juice. Oh, here we go. A nice bundle of mint. And I think that is going to actually help the lady to enjoy this even more. I'm making lunch for an angel. So I'm going to do fennel, which has those amazing digestive properties. Fennel is also good to keep the milk flowing while you're breastfeeding. So remember that, just in case you ever need to breastfeed, or you know someone. Oh, the essential oils in the living foods, that's what it's all about. Even celery has essential oils in it that are anti-parasitic. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness sakes. So that's why we're eating as much of our food raw as possible. Sometimes this fennel is a little tough. You want to eat as much of your food raw as you can. I repeat, you want to eat as much of your food raw and living as you can. Quote me, Dan the man. The living foods brings you to life. We're doing cucumbers now. One of the best foods for your skin to keep you hydrated, and some of the most easily absorbable minerals because of all that water. It just helps so the cucumber kind of helps all the rest of the oils and minerals and phytonutrients to be absorbed through the GI tract wall. What you're trying to avoid is building any kind of mucus in your system. And we'll go one thing at a time. So that you can absorb more readily. But that's one of the beauties of juices, is even if you've got a small and large intestine that has a fair amount of mucoid plaque, the juicing is still beneficial because you'll have a much more higher level of absorption. That's why juicing works. Because a lot of times, if people just eat a healthier diet, whatever that means, it still doesn't deal with absorption, because the foods that we've eaten over the in our past have created this mucoid layer in the GI tract. There's healthy mucus, a very thin layer of healthy mucus, but then there's pathogenic, excessive mucoid buildup, which is from the paste that is in the starchy grains and the pus and the acids that are in the animal flesh. As the animal flesh oxidizes upon death, and once the animal stops breathing, those tissues begin to instantaneously decompose. And then most people in society are still eating the decomposing flesh, and the body cells, in their infinite wisdom, which know nature better than our dietitians and industrialized food producers, protects you so that it does. The body's intelligence tries to keep you healthy and alive as long as possible. So one of the more important aspects of the message here is to learn to trust in the wisdom of the body, the divine intelligence, that which beats your heart, breathes your lungs, and digests your food without you ever having to think about that at all. So what you're trying to do is use your mind that God gave you to learn how to trust in that intelligence inside your own body, and be an observer. And you eat one thing and you go, ooh, that didn't feel right. So then you take that mental note and you don't do that again. Or you go down these other paths and you explore juicing and raw foods, and you go, oh wow, when I was on raw for 2 weeks, I felt great, or whatever it is. And then you'll notice with awareness, and then you can learn as you take mental notes and have experience, so that you can become your own greatest guide. So look for what helps you to feel better. Of course, that's a whole discussion in itself, only in the sense of, as soon as people start this lifestyle, they're like, I drank juice for a couple days and felt terrible. I'll never drink juice again. And here's why that happens, because most of us have large amounts of waste matter. Even people that look healthy on the outside, if they fasted on water for 3 days, would probably be laid out, and they would think, oh, I'm starving to death. But it's not that. There's all this junk that is in the system, and you got to keep eating to keep that junk buried away in the cracks and crevices. But as soon as you drink water or juice, or start eating more high water fruits, or drinking more water and avoiding less of those heavier foods, this is a very important part of the discussion. your body starts to release. It goes, oh, okay, we can finally do, because there's expansion and then there's contraction. There's the building or the anabolic, and then there's the breakdown and the catabolic. We live in an anabolic society where the doctors like if you are sick, it's because you got too much crap, junk, mucus, metabolic waste blocking up the system, blocking up the respiration of the glands, organs, tissues, and cells. And then you're tired and you have a disease, and your doctor, that's what they always say, oh, you need to eat more protein, you need to eat more, you need to take these drugs, you need to cut something out of you. But really what it is we live in an anabolic society that never takes time to allow the body to release. And that's what I'm trying to encourage. And when you're in that release state, you might be a little bit tired. You might need a little bit of rest, because the mucus is coming back into the bloodstream. But you want that mucus out so that you can increase the circulation and have your natural beauty and have more vital energy. But you have to go through the process of releasing all of the junk, all of the buildup that's been taking place, because we live in an anabolic society, 3 to 5 meals per day. Okay, so we did carrot. Carrots have excellent phytonutrients and help cleanse the liver. Beets, like I said, also have amazing, obviously, have color that really helps to build the blood and can also be very nourishing for the liver. So all these phytonutrients, colors, essential oils, and antioxidants help to keep your body healthy. But if you heat them on the stove, you'll lose most, if not all, of those beneficial properties within the food. Celery, another winner, just pure minerals, pure sodium. You have to have sodium in order for electricity to be conducted through the body. So you want the silica in the cucumbers, and you want the sodium in the celery. There's a little bit of sodium in the carrots, a little bit in the beets, but the real sodium carrier for electrical conductivity is celery. Here's some ginger, which again will open up and dilate the blood vessels to get this epicness deeper into those tiny microscopic blood vessels, which is what gives you that color when you are in a high state of circulation. All that color comes to your skin and you can see it, all that rosy, beautiful color. But otherwise, if you're eating a lot of white bread, white potatoes, white rice, white milk, white cheese, you're going to be having a lot of paleness. And so the average person is quite pale because of a lack of circulation and because of a lack of colorful fruits and vegetables in the diet. I've been saying the same thing for years. I never get tired of it myself because I'm always on this journey upwards. The potential doesn't ever have a cap. There's no cap on the potential of what you can reach while you're here on planet Earth. The light inside of you is so intelligent and so bright and so beautiful that if we keep the temple clean, that light can come forth and shine in your communities and shine on your videos and shine in your family and shine in your household. Success in our society is so low level these days. It's like get money or whatever. That's about it, right? Get money, get stuff. It's not about like a successful family, the amount of joy that you feel, how much you're contributing to your society and your community, what you're able to give back. It's more focused on what you can get, how much you can accumulate, how much money you have. But really, that's pretty much, and so that's where we're at right now. But that's not real true success. That's a part of it, because only if you have much, then you can give much. When you have much, you can give much. And that's the importance of having your divine commerce, your abundance, your financial abundance. But if you don't have the love in your heart, which our society obviously doesn't promote, it was taken out of the religious books years ago. I mean, it says it in the Bible a few times and stuff, but it's not really focused upon, you know, to be love and to be of service to those around you. I'm going to do this mint here, which mint is going to take it to the next level, because the mint opens up the lungs and again has essential oils that purify the GI tract as well as aids in digestion. So this whole juice right here is like medicine. Like you could drink this 32 ounces every day, and after about 3 weeks your life will be completely different, even if you don't do anything else. But as you get rid of all the stuff that's bogging you down, then you get more and more and more better all the time. Your tissues will just be nice, you know what I mean? A lot of people give me a hard time for not being big. I'm not really in a phase of my life where I want to be big. Right now I'm strong, stronger than I've ever been, healthier than I've ever been, and more energetic than I've ever been. And that's what matters to me. That's my personal thing. Most people, it seems like to me, the men, they want to be big at the expense of feeling good. So they're like, well, I'm big, but it's like, but how do you feel? Well, I feel kind of shitty all the time, you know, because my stomach's not right and everything. But I'm big, though. I look good on the outside. But how do you feel? So you get to a point in your journey as a human being, and as you mature in your spirituality, where you think to yourself, do you want to look good on the outside and feel like crap on the inside? Or do you want to look just normal on the outside, just average, and feel really, really good in your gut, in your heart, in your brain, and in your spirit, so that you have all the energy that you need to manage all this land and to take care of everything that's going on and have energy and life force and clarity, which that's all it is. It's like, you know, being big isn't going to do it. Having bigger muscles is not going to satisfy my soul. So, and I love, my favorite thing is to explain what the Buddha said, you know. So one of my videos is, you know, and anyways, the Buddha said, you know, the sage is a rack of bones. I'm in the phase of my life where I'm a sage. You're gonna get on this raw foods, you're gonna get clarity, and you're gonna start feeling better, and you're gonna start having more and more of a desire to connect with things that are more subtle. Your society's over here trying to convince you of one thing, and people chase that carrot at the end of that stick forever, and they die with a lot of money, but you know, just not happy, never having known the fulfillment of life. And after you've read enough spiritual books, you'll know that it's like, okay, I mean, these guys sound really smart. It resonates with you as an old soul. You know, you've been here or whatever, you've got more of an advanced consciousness, and you're pretty aware that money and all the things that are promoted in our society are never going to satisfy your soul deeply. So you start looking. So that's the beauty of the pain. You know, that's the beauty of the pain, is that it forces those of us who have experienced pain to look deeper. And that's all that is. And so there was the thoughts in my head like, are you too skinny? Are you too fat? You know, we need to stop judging people, because God made me like this, and God made other people. They're going to have larger bones and bigger bodies no matter what they do. And no matter what I do, you know, I mean, that's an old story, but I did get myself up to 200 pounds, but the methods that I got to achieve that were not sustainable, okay? And you don't want to live like that, always constantly on some kind of stimulant or, you know, adjuvant because it's not sustainable. You want sustainable, natural living so that you can have longevity, youthfulness, and vitality that's actually real at the level of the glands, instead of stimulating hormones in your body through injections that eventually are going to lead to kidney failure, liver failure, and all kinds of problems, you know. So natural way is the way that I went. So my point is this. I'm glad you made it this far in the video, because don't let anybody tell you you're too skinny, and don't let anybody tell you that you're too fat. Because they're wrong. Because God made us all. Now you can do what you want to do, you know. But for me, it's like, this is the way God made me, man. You know, and I want to say that to people because I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is when say, oh Dan, I'm comparing you to this and this and this person, and it's like, but that person has a completely different body type than me. And you're gonna compare me to them? That's like stupid. That's like comparing like an avocado and an apple. They're just totally different frequencies, you know? And so don't let anybody put you down. You know, my point is like this is the stuff that really matters to me actually. This juice recipe is awesome, and I know because people are like go all off on your crazy ass tangents and stuff like that. But you know what? It's like when I'm on fire for something, this is when the real stuff comes true. You don't see this on other people's perfectly edited little videos. Oh, 7-minute video on this perfect little recipe or whatever. You don't ever get to hear that. Screw those people, man, that can't love you for who you are or see that God made you the way that you are. I told a joke a long time ago in one of my videos. If you don't like the way I am, please write a note to God and tell him, Dear God, you made Dan wrong. I want him to live up to my perception of what it should be. So people always telling me to gain weight. They're just wrong. I'm not in that phase of my life right now. That's teenage adolescence. Women want a real man. I used to think if I get more muscles, then the girls will like me. Guess what that did? Never did nothing because I didn't even like myself. So that's another shield. Just like the overweight person sometimes has the excessive weight to protect their heart and their lack of, their lack of self-worth. Also the same dudes with the muscles. You know, they're trying to make up for what they ain't got. But when you find your true spirit, who and what you have always been, all those things will be cast aside and you'll find balance and you'll find peace with the flow of your body. And then when you find that ease and that peace and you're in a restful state that isn't stressful because of the subconscious stress, then your body will normalize and the weight will fall off and the weight will come back on. So if you're super skinny because you're stressed out all the time, but I know people that have been through so much crap in this life, dude, that from birth, I mean, man, you don't know another person's story. You don't know what they've been through. So please, I guess it just hurts me to be judged because I have enough understanding. So thank God for that I just see, it's like, I understand why people end up where they end up and all how challenging it is to be a human being or to have a different body type that doesn't fit in with the airbrushed models that are all over the place. Everything's airbrushed, by the way. Patrick Dempsey on the front of the magazine, he's airbrushed. Okay, he's still handsome as hell, but if you got to see him for real, or all these models that have everything shaved off and colored in, you'll never stick up to that. Or all these people that are just have bigger muscles that get on there and they're naturally already like that. So you can't compare yourself to these dudes that have more of a mesomorph type body style because I'm an ectomorph. So hey ectomorph, you should be like a mesomorph because that's what our society likes. Or hey overweight person, you should be more like that skinny model because that's what our society promotes. But we have to find a way. It hurts me. Okay, I'll admit, I'm very sensitive and I was teased all of my life. Bag of bones, bird chest, toothpick man, skeleton boy. My whole family. And that's what made me go to the gym and I was killing myself just so I could cover over that sadness. And I'm not going to do that anymore, And I don't anticipate anyone to, I'm not going to, people are like, oh, I'm overweight, I'm going to take these drugs or these meth pills or all these weird stimulants that jack up your kidneys and then you end up going flat and then gaining more weight. This is a real life lifestyle that I like to teach because I love the truth and I love the humility that I have to have from nature, which is simplicity in diet. Who doesn't love the zippity bang bang of all the delicious food snacks that we have on our grocery store shelves in the modern world? Zippity bang bang, MSG and vegan junk food and chips and ice cream and everything with every kind of flavorant in it, and then, yeah, all right. But then, boom, El Flato. Up and down on the food roller coaster, and you know what I'm talking about. But if you want to try to get your meditations calm, and you want to do everything you can to get your mind balanced, because I know what that is, but I've done the work, got this clean. This took a long time because I had all these habits, but I got those habits dialed in to Jedi Master. I'm working on Avatar. I'm getting there a little bit more every day. Then I got my heart cleansed by the blessings of life that were so hard and just pounded me and beat me down until my adrenals were shot, my nervous system was shot, and my heart was broken open, but it left me flat. And you saw me on the videos over the last couple of years, really up until about the last 6 months. I started coming back to life because Kauai's been a huge blessing. But it just pounded me down. Dan McDonald, I got a problem with you, damn. But I had to keep going, because who's going to pay my child support if I don't get up here all pale and busted up and broken down? Just like you, you got to drive your kids to school, man. You don't get to just stay in bed. Our society's not set up for you to heal. And it wasn't set up for me to heal either. So I had to disappear for 6 months and get away from all the damn this, damn that, damn this, damn that. I'm already doing that to myself. You're already doing that to you. Are you going to go hang around with a bunch of people in a room telling you, God, you're too fat. God, you're too skinny. God, your fingernails aren't clean enough. Oh, God, you should have no hair. You should have long hair. You should have short fingernails, long fingernails. Your toes too big. Your stomach sticks out. And it's like, do we really need that? We already do that to ourselves. We need a little bit of love in this world. That's what this video is about. That's beauty. Beauty as a light in the heart. To love other people and accept them for who they are, instead of being like, why didn't you text me back, asshole? You're like, whoa. Man, I'm living my own life. If I had to respond back to every Facebook message, email, and text, my whole life would be nothing but one technological robot. So I just say to hell with it, and I do it in my own terms, and we all need to do that. And I'm all jacked up this morning because I have a lot of emotions around this, because I know people are going through the same thing I am. Which is all that just God. And then you just want to go to, when I go to the beach, and I leave the phone at home, and I leave the camera at home, and I go to the beach, it's a different world. And then you come back to the technology on Facebook, and everyone's, try to do daily content. It's always people with no profile picture, that have no content videos, no Facebook posts, that all have all the answers for you. Try to make daily content every day and be judged every day of your life for 8 years, when you're already the type of person that criticizes himself or herself and has self-worth. You got to get up here and be a soldier. So I'm giving myself, and I'm giving everyone else who gets up every day and does it, because it's just the way we do it. We can't just sit at home and feel sorry for ourselves. We got to get up, get out, and do what needs to be done. And that's what makes us stronger. But I'm telling you, I'm sending out love to everyone who's being criticized for who they are, for the way their brain works, for the way their body is, for the way they choose to live, for their religious purposes, for their religious beliefs, what kind of relationship they're in, their sexual orientation, whatever you choose to do, Just, you got to follow your own flow. You got to be who you are. That's going to take the most guts that you've ever had, is to be who you are and to gravitate to those people that love you for who that you are. And you know what? That's going to be so few people are going to really, really love you for who you are. Those are the people you keep going back to. And you don't listen to nobody else. The people that see your struggle, that know who you are, that you get up every day and you do what needs to be done, and you get a little solace in their arms sometimes, or they're a friend that actually listens, like Tavis, a non-judgmental friend who holds space for whatever you're going through in this life. I'm going to move forward. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your deal is. You might be happy and perfect, but you might need a little bit of wind in your sails. I'm saying keep going. Keep learning to love yourself, accepting yourself the way you are, and try to learn to love and accept everyone else the way they are too. And give space and try to get your mind out of the way of like, that's what the mind does. But me though, I'm the me. And I have it just right. But all these other idiots are too fat, too skinny, not smart enough, don't have enough money, their brain is different than mine, they think differently and they see things differently, their clothing is all wrong and they're just wrong. But me, I'm the me, and I'm right, and you're wrong. And that is the attitude that I see so much all the time, and it makes me sad for them that they have to be stuck in that place, you know. And so that was just a super duper, a lot of intense emotional release for me. But through my lessons you get to learn. I'm out of here.